Yeah, episode 4, man. From my couch to your house, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was right again. I was right again. You know what I'm saying? Texans put out the Chargers. Uh, Ravens put out the Steelers, both in dominant fashion. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all it's hard to win road playoff games. I should have shot this show last night, but I ain't feel good. You know what I'm talking about? But we back up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Ready to give y'all these picks for the day. You feel me? Got to give y'all my picks for the day before I get out here and get it going. You know what I'm saying? So it's 3 games today, and then it's a game Minnesota. Minnesota play LA tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it's 3 games today. Minnesota play the Rams tomorrow. I think they had to move that game or something because of them fires. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they gonna do. They might have to move the game to San Diego or something like that. You know what I'm saying? What's going on out there is crazy. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the NFL do about that game. It's already a Monday game during the playoffs. That's really unfair to the team whoever win that game. Like, one of them teams' season gonna be over, so they don't even got to worry about it. But the other team got to prepare for a road playoff game, basically. You know what I'm saying? On a short week, so the NFL they slacking with that. Like, you can't do that. That's unprecedented. You ain't never asked teams to go on the road. You know what I'm saying? During the playoffs on the short week. Even the last week of the regular season ain't no Monday night game. You know what I'm saying? So all the teams can, if y'all didn't make the playoffs, y'all can go ahead and get the vacation. If y'all did make the playoffs, y'all don't have to prepare for a playoff game on the short week. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's kind of funny style on the NFL part. You know what I'm saying? But today you got the Broncos versus the Bills. You got the Packers versus who Green Bay play today? Oh, versus the Eagles. That's the game of the day, really. And then you got Washington versus Tampa Bay. That's an interesting game too. That's gonna be a real good game too. Um, I'm gonna run through this fast. All right, so I'm picking Buffalo to win over the Broncos. But closer. I saw the spread was like 9 points. I think it'll be a little closer than that. I think they're gonna be dealing with the elements or whatnot. But I think Buffalo will pull it out. Denver got a good defense, so that's their strong point of their team is their defense. They got a rookie quarterback though, so I think Buffalo will be able to take advantage of that. Of course, his first playoff game on the road in Buffalo in the cold, crazy wild fan base, so it's gonna be hard for Denver to go in there and get a win. So I picked Buffalo by like 5. You know what I'm saying? They probably end up blowing them out because all these games been blowouts so far. Well, both the games yesterday was blowouts. But I'm just talking about like the college football playoff games wasn't close like I thought or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been right about the winner, but I've been wrong about the point spreads on all these games. Then you got Philly and Green Bay. Man, this a tough one, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at these teams like outside of the receivers, I think Philly got better receivers than Green Bay. But outside of that, they like mirror images of each other. So, I think that's going to be a real tough game. I think Green Bay match up pretty well against Philly, but it is in Philly. So I expect Philly to do what they've been doing, which is winning at home. I got them in a close one too, man. I got Philly in a one-score game. I ain't gonna say the exact amount, but a one-score game. You know what I'm saying? Both teams can score, but both teams good on defense too. So I look at it like low 20s. You know what I'm saying? Low 20s, something like that. They might end up in the high 30s. High 20s, low 30s, something like that. But I look at it as low 20s is what that game will end up. And then you got Washington and Tampa Bay in the late game. I want to go with Washington, but it's a road playoff game with a rookie quarterback, man. And as good as Jaden Daniels is, it's hard to win playoff games on the road, bro. You know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield, like he lived for moments like this. So I expect him to play really, really well. The team's pretty evenly matched. It just depends on who defense step up and make the most plays to me about who win the game. I want to go with Washington, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know who they got to match up with. Mike Evans. Tampa got a lot of weapons just like Washington do. So consistent. I'm going to pick Tampa Bay by like 4. You know what I'm saying? Like 28-24, something like that. You know what I'm saying? It'll probably end up being a high-scoring game because, both of these teams been in shootouts this year. So it might end up being like 35, 31, 38, 34, something like that. But I think the last team that had the ball in a one-score game gonna win the game. You know what I'm saying? If any team break out, if it's a blowout, I say Washington to end up winning because they expect Jalen Daniel to be flustered, but all season he been showing that he ain't no regular rookie, so he might come out there and show he about that action for real and go ahead and get the win. But I expect for Tampa to win. Excited to see the games. You know what I'm saying? Excited. The playoffs underway. I was right about both the games yesterday. I feel like I'll be right about all these games. It's hard to win road games in the playoffs. I feel like teams that win on the road in the playoffs are teams that came into the season with Super Bowl aspirations. Like a couple years ago, the Rams went and beat Tampa on the road in the playoffs, and they end up winning the Super Bowl. That's because they had done so much to put themselves in position to win the Super Bowl already. They traded Goff for Stafford and all that year, and it was really Super Bowl or bust for them. And so they went out there and got it done. Last year, Kansas City went and won in Baltimore. And that's what I mean. Teams that come into the season with Super Bowl aspirations, they can go on the road and win a road playoff game. Teams that's, they just happy they made it to the playoffs, they usually don't go on the road and win road playoff games. I remember back in the day, the Panthers went on the road and beat the Rams in double overtime. That was really a shock. You know what I'm saying? That they went on the road and did that, but they end up going to the Super Bowl and playing in. Out of all the Super Bowls I done watched, that was the best Super Bowl I ever watched against the Patriots. They end up losing because of the John Casey kicking the ball out of bounds. They might have lost anyway, but that you can't give Tom Brady no short field. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, you don't really see too many teams that's, because the Panthers had a great season that year, but I don't expect that nobody coming into the season thought the Panthers was a contender. You know what I'm saying? So that stick out in my mind as them being a team that they wasn't thought of as a contender, and they went on the road and won the playoff games. My team, the 49ers, we done went on the road on several occasions and won road playoff games here lately, even back to when Harbaugh was the coach and Kaepernick was the quarterback. But at all of those times, we were a real contender to be the champions. And so, them winning the playoff game on the road, it wasn't surprising for them to go and win a game on the road in the playoffs because they're a real contender. And when it's real contenders, it really don't matter where the game being played. It matter who is the most prepared team, who the team that go out there and execute the game playing the best. That's who gonna win. It don't matter where they playing at, who fans cheering them up. None of that matter. It just matter about the execution. You know what I'm saying? But that's my show for the day. What I said: Bills, Eagles, Bucs. You know what I'm saying? Those my picks for the day. You know what I'm saying? This show is from my couch to your house. Sponsored by TS. You know what I'm talking about? I'm up and I'm out. Holla at y'all.